of speed, teamwork, and unforgettable voices. We're joined today by three legendary performers who have brought Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles to life across games, television, and film. Please welcome Colleen O'Shaughnessey. And the only actor to reprise their role in a live-action movie. Please welcome Davey Mitchell.
An ambush, huh? Your funeral.
And then our lovely Sonic, Jason Griffin, will be joining us.
Oh my God! This is more than the 50 people I expected. Hey guys.
Just on time. You ran here like Sonic.
That's why I had the backpack on.
The blue in action, everyone.
You had to go fast. Gotta run fast with a backpack.
He's known for voicing Sonic and Shadow in the mid-2000s, including the anti-Sonic X and several major Sonic games that you've all probably grown up loving.
And Jet the Hawk, and the Werewolf.
Alright, I'm going to start off this now with a question for all of you. Why do you think Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles have stayed so beloved for over 30 years?
That is such a good question. It's hard to say. I feel like Sonic is relatable because he's like this little kid with all this energy, and you feel like you could be him. Maybe Tails too. And I don't know. It's such a good question.
I think you're on the right track. I think they're just all of them. I think everybody here would agree they're all relatable characters in some way, and everybody can relate or see themselves in each of these characters. Sonic is brave and loyal and strong, and Tails is loyal and smart, and Knuckles is tough and sticks by his principles, and so
Shadow is handsome.
and the ultimate life
Dark,
form.
mysterious.
I agree, and I really think it's the community, it's the fan base.
For sure.
I think that the Sonic community is so accepting and it's so welcoming, and everyone really has a place in it. And I feel like that really has endured these many decades, and will continue to do so. And I think even with the movies being released, everything just being more like Sonic is way more popular today than it ever has been. And I think.
And I think another thing too is I think that the franchise, the characters, and story, I think have continued to evolve over the years too. They've adapted and evolved and changed. And I know certainly, just my own personal experience, the way that Knuckles changed and evolved when Frontiers came out, it was definitely a different take on Knuckles than Super Well. So I think that's true of all of the characters, that they just continue to grow, and I think the fans just grow with it. So.
That is wonderful. I know all of us have been touched by Sonic in some way over the 30 years. Isn't that right, momocon? I have a question.
That's a real good joke.
Yes. You have voiced Tails in TV and games since 2014, correct?
Yes, I'm so lucky.
And you're famously the only game actor to carry your role into live action. Woo! What did it mean to you to represent the game voice cast on the big screen?
It meant so much. I said this to my agent before it was official, and I said to her, I said, if I get to play this part in this movie, it's huge for me, personally, for my career, whatever. But it's ginormous for the voice acting community because we so very often get replaced, and that's just Hollywood. It's not personal. It's not, but what an opportunity that I've had, and I so very much hope that opens doors for other voice actors because, you guys play the games or you watch whatever show, and the voice is part of the character, and it's part of what you love about whatever that you're watching or playing, and to have that carry over into something in such a grand scale is so very cool. So.
And I can speak for the rest of us, that all of us were genuinely thrilled that she's in the movies, because one, we but like genuinely all of us, super excited for her, and let's be honest, who else is going to play Tails but her?
Jason, I have a question for you. You voiced both Sonic and Shadow in the shows and games. How did you separate their voices and personalities, and was it tricky sometimes to have conversations where you were talking to yourself?
No.
Absolutely.
You should see him in his car. You should see the inside of my head. I find it really easy to differentiate them because they sound so different and they've got such different energy. With Sonic, everything's up here. My eyes are popped and I'm like, waving my hands and stuff. With Shadow, everything comes down here. So I know where the voice comes from for each of them. And then to answer the second part of your question, I never had to talk to myself in the booth because we would record all the Sonic's lines first, then I would go back and do Shadow's lines, but I get to respond to myself. So that was kind of cool. And now it's really easy to switch back and forth because I do that so much here and on Cameo and for people in the supermarket who have no idea who I am.
Trying to get speeding tickets, it's weird, but yeah.
Cops love Shadow, let me tell you. I just love speeding tickets.
Which ironically, it's not Sonic getting the speeding ticket, you would think.
Dave, you became the voice of Knuckles in 2019. How did it feel to step into such an iconic role, and what was your approach to capturing Knuckles' essence from the start?
Obviously, it is an iconic role, so getting the opportunity to join this storied franchise was amazing. And it's funny, because Travis and I have been friends for a long time. And we never even been talking about this, because he left voluntarily, so it wasn't like, but so I've told people this when they come by the table, that the first two games I did, Team Sonic Racing and Olympic Games 2020, I'm more or less imitating Travis, because the character was so well established that you have to keep the identity intact so that people recognize the character. So when they came on Frontiers, they told me up front, they said, this writing is going to be different. We're changing the nature of the character. He's more grown up, he's more grounded, more real, prettier, much more character development, more story. So
I said prettier.
I did.
He said prettier, but I thought he said prettier. So.
No, that's exactly what it was. He's much prettier. He's very attractive. He's very red. He's evolved, he's more adult. Red's very childish. But that's kind of it, is that, the writers did such a marvelous job of leading from that iteration. And, I always talk about this, because all of the Knuckles actors, we all know each other, and we all really like each other, and we're all friends. But we kind of all owe I owe something to everyone that came before me. And each one of them would say this, and it basically all kind of goes back to Scott Dreyer, which all of us have Scott's DNA in what we do. And then Dan added his thing, and Travis added his thing, and then I came on. So I think that's the long-winded answer to your question.
Excellent, that's an excellent question. Give it up for Dave, everyone. Now I have a question for everyone. Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles are the core trio.
Team Sonic.
What characters brings to the team, and what do you think holds them together as a team?
Tails.
That's actually probably the right answer.
I missed the question, but I'll go with Tails.
What do you think each of your characters brings to the team, and what holds the team together?
Tails.
There you have it. Tails is essential to keeping the team
Well, it keeps them together, and obviously Tails brings his genius and his inventions and all of those, the smarty pants things. Also, he has to swoop in and save everybody flies in with his plane or with his tails and saves the day.
Yeah, I think he is the bridge between Sonic and Knuckles.
Yeah, tries to keep them.
They're different personalities. I think Tails balances that. That's why two tails.
See?
A tail for each character.
Speaking of Tails, in an interview, you've mentioned that you cried while you watched Sonic the Hedgehog 2. And you saw Tails on this big screen for the first time. What about that moment hit you the hardest? Was it hearing your voice, seeing how far the character has come, or something else entirely?
It was just kind of everything coming together, like to see him up on the big screen, and they did him such he's just so beautifully done. His tails were glorious. Just to see it up there on the big screen, and we were in a screening room, and I was with my best friend, and my agent was there, and a couple other people. It was a very small screening room. There was somebody was there with their kids, and this little boy, he kept turning around in his seat and just kind of peeking up over the seat at me because I was sitting right behind him. I'm like, oh, it was so cute. But yeah, no, it was very emotional because to get to bring the, like, I'd already been involved with this character for so many years, and to see him up on this epic scale was tremendous. But then the scene at the fireplace where, being weird isn't so bad, and he's really being vulnerable, and he and Sonic hug, and it's just, it's very sweet. So yeah.
Jason, you were the voice of Sonic and Shadow during a defining time for the franchise.
Yeah.
Looking back, what does that mean to you that you helped shape a generation of fans who sees those characters?
It's incredible. It's the one thing I never considered possible. Because I stopped recording with Sonic in 2010, 2009, so it's been a good decade and a half of really thinking, well, that chapter's done. I just forgot that people were 5 years old at the time who are now in their 30s.
That's me.
Yeah. And it's humbling, and I think it's such a huge honor to be a part of something that's meant so much to so many people. I know that it wouldn't come off my table to tell me this, but I've never heard a negative Sonic story. Everything is positive. Everything is, I met my wife, I met my husband, I became an artist, I'm a voice actor, all these wonderful things that people telling me, you were my whole childhood, and I hear that so many times every convention, but it never gets old because it's still such it's such an honor to hear something like that, and to know you meant something, or were part of something that meant something to so many people. So, yeah, it's like a dream come true. It's like that dream you win the lotto, and then you wake up and you're like, damn it! I'll go back to sleep now. The entire time I was recording, I felt like at any point I was going to wake up. Because, of course, I wasn't Sonic. This was ridiculous.
Are you sure about that?
I'm not Jaleel White. Oh, am
I? Dave, Knuckles is tough and duty-driven, but also a little adorable. How do you balance these traits in your performance?
A lot of that has to do with the writers. The writers do such a good job. I always say that in anything we're working on, games, animation, whatever it is, that when the writers have done their job, and overwhelmingly, the largest percentage of the time where anything we're working on, the writers have done their jobs, the performance is really on the page. It's already there. It's just for you to kind of find what it is they gave you and then filter it through, what have you done with the character. A lot of it's just because they write well for him. But it's just sort of leading into that thing of he's very, like you said, he's very driven, he's very much about duty and all that. But because of that, he can be sort of very literal too. There's not a lot of nuance in his thinking. So it's really easy for him to sort of just take things at face value and not think about it and go, oh, maybe that's not exactly what that meant, or, so. Yeah, I think it's a combination of they write well for him and just sort of leaning into his essential character traits.
You're all about duty as well, aren't you, Dave?
Well, not knowing you are.
They keep saying duty.
See, and part of what makes it work is that we're all just giant children. It's the only way it works, really. I like water is swallowed.
It's okay.
There it goes. Water emergency. What water is that?
Sonic to the rescue!
See? We'll be auctioning this off later.
The
So.
Gallagher show now. I get it.
Our question for everyone. How has working on Sonic content felt different from all your other projects?
Much more, well, because I started working on Sonic before it really had any sort of credibility, notoriety, anything. So it just felt like, well, they made a mistake. They must have made a mistake. Because it was such a huge responsibility. I knew who Sonic was. Nobody knew who I was, so I better not screw this up. Yeah.
I would, yeah. But I think that's the big thing is that I think one of the hardest things any actor ever has to do is take over a role that was popularized by someone else, particularly when that other person did a really good job. It's hard to come in and feel like I want to I want to honor what came before me. I also want to bring whatever I bring to the table. So yeah, there is the thing of the responsibility of having to carry forward a character, especially when people love. And it's nice if you get to do it long enough that you kind of are able to find your own way and then sort of put your stamp on it. People that sort of come along and say, I love the ones that came before you, but now I love what you're doing too. So.
I feel no responsibility. I'm just kidding. But I had not listened to what Kate had done before me, so it was probably better for me. This is no pressure. But I think the biggest difference for me is that, so when I was auditioning for Sonic Boom, it was for the series, right? And so I'm thinking, oh, this is so great, a new series. And then, by the way, we're going to do a game first. And so the fact that it's like, it's so, Sonic came about in video games. And then there are shows too, and to be able to kind of, there's a couple of shows that I've been on that have games too, but it's not about the games so much. Like there's a handful of Naruto games, but it's not about the games, it's about the show. There's 700 million episodes of Naruto. But to have, Sonic Boom was a show that, like, the bonus was the games, and that's the iconic Sonic world, really, is the games. So, I didn't...
How many Sonic Boom fans do we have here in the house? That's hilarious. Speaking of good writers,
Seriously, that show was funny on the page. I couldn't wait to get those scripts every week. I would, stay up and read the whole thing, laugh out loud. We laughed our faces off because we all got to record together, which was just magical. And everyone in that room was just stupidly talented and hilarious. It's amazing we never got anything recorded. But yeah, it was a great show.
check it out if you haven't. Sonic Boom, everyone! All right.
They should do a Sonic botany show called Sonic Bloom. So bad.
Missed opportunity.
Where the asteroid impact went Sonic Doom. It's very dark. It's very dark.
All right, Colleen, I have a question for you. If you could shape the future for Tales in a game or a movie, what kind of story would you love to see? Maybe a solo adventure or something that drives deeper into his workshop or adventure?
Yes, to all of it. But I would love an origin story for Tales. I would love that so very much. And yes, I would like to see, I want to know, how did he get started tinkering? So you guys probably already know the answer to this, but I don't. So I would like to know, how did he get started tinkering? Is it because he was shunned because of his tails and he had to find something else to do? I don't know, that. And then, yes, going forward, I'd love to see more and more gadgets and inventions and cool stuff.
There's probably 6 scripts in progress in this room right now.
I'm sure.
That would cover that.
100%.
I think I see someone right over there. Jason, you said that Kanye Reeves was your top pick to voice Shadow.
Who?
Keanu Reeves, my bad. I could have been Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
Now that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 is out and fans have seen him in the role, what is your reaction? And if you can give him one piece of advice about playing Shadow, what would it be besides having throat sausages?
I have to admit I haven't seen the movie yet. And that's You guys go try raising 3 kids at home and working and doing conventions. I just haven't had a chance. It'll happen at some point. I can feel this audience turning on me. I mean, I great.
It's on the plane on the way home.
Glad you're on the end there. We're kind of over here. Advice for Keanu Reeves. There is no such thing. He's perfect. He's great.
Dave, the Master Emerald is such an important part of Knuckles' story. He spent his life protecting it. When you step into that role, how do you tap into that sense of duty?
There's that word again.
All right, get it in your system. Everybody all together. 1, 2, 3, duty! There you go.
Are you familiar with that lore?
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's kind of the cornerstone of everything that, that certainly in the modern sense of Knuckles does. And, that was part of what's so interesting. I keep going back to Frontiers probably just because it was really, I kind of felt like where I sort of was able to more come into my own in the character. And it's my favorite of the games that I've done. I love Frontiers. I love the story, the writing, the characterization, the depth of character development. And you really see it there. He's on Angel Island, and he's, you can see the thing in the animation, and just standing there, and it's like, that's it. He's there. He's the last one, and nobody's getting there. Eggman, Rouge, not a chance. He's there. And that's the thing. He is really, if there's any one word I think that applies to Knuckles more, it is duty. It is good. But because he's so, it's everything he is. It's his whole purpose at this point. He's the last kid. So the thing, his whole mission in life is, I will protect this. So I think it's built into him. So it's not hard to find.
All right, we're gonna pivot to some lightning round questions. Are you guys ready? I want you to answer the first thing that comes to mind. No thinking, just blurt it out.
Oh, so like the rest of them.
Get into the Knuckles mindset. All right, ready? One word to describe your character.
Blue. Sorry, I thought we were going all at once.
Let's go one at a time.
Genius.
Tough. Blue.
What's the first word that comes to mind when you hear Green Hill Zone?
The song.
Actually, Instagram, because I use it on every post.
Old television sitting on the floor. Going with honest answers here.
Beside your own, who's your favorite Sonic character?
Dave the Intern.
Sonic Groove, everyone!
It has a lot to do with the person doing it, but probably takes.
Ella the maid.
All right. Chili dogs, yay or nay?
Yay.
What was that? Oh,
Yay.
huge hit.
Vegan.
It's a great thing to chili dogs. I've had it.
All right. If your character had a personal theme song, something outside of the official Sonic soundtrack, what would it be?
I just wanna fly. Put your arms around me, baby. Put your arms around me, baby. I just want to fly.
Like a bird in the tropical high.
What you want?
Don't call it a comeback. I'll be here for years. Mama said knock you out.
I would have to go with Supersonic by Jamiroquai. Ain't that song? There you go. Round of applause for this guy.
All right.
Now that we've gone there.
All right, are we ready to do Q&A?
Everybody's 9 times already.
Please please slowly line up behind the microphone, don't trample it.
We only have time for 3 questions, so.
I know we're very excited to talk to this legendary voice
I
actor.
want to hear from this giant Amy head that is the only thing I can see in this audience. Can you breathe? Wave if you can breathe.
I'm sorry.
Follow me.
All right, we're getting situated now for the Q&A. Please prepare your question ahead of time. We'll have someone checking.
They do the Q, we do the A, right?
That's right.
Okay.
Just to confirm, we are A. And they'll be
All at once.
Q for Russell Paul.
All right.
And action.
Hi. Sorry. So my question for you is actually, you guys have been to quite a few conventions, I'm sure, and what is one of your favorite questions that you receive while at conventions, whether it be one specific one that you haven't heard before that you're like, wow, that's a really unique question, or it's maybe a question that you do get a lot but you just really enjoy answering. What is that question, and then what is your answer to it?
I like unique questions, like someone came up and was like, what's your favorite cereal? Like, oh, okay. You don't want to know like my favorite line that I've ever said in front of a microphone ever? Because that's impossible question to answer, by the way. Lucky Charms is the answer to the cereal.
Good that's a good question.
What's your favorite cereal?
I don't even know the answer to that anymore. Yeah, cereal's delicious, so it's all good. Actually, I do know the answer to that. It's Fruity Pebbles, because that's like there's one of like pork milk in the box like the whole thing. But I don't know. I mean, we get so many interesting questions. I like questions that just kind of go to some obscure places too, because we get a lot of questions about Sonic actually, obviously. But the thing, particularly when people like, I swear, the fans know my career better than I do. They ask questions. I'm like, I don't know the answer to that because I didn't even know that was a movie. So I guess you just kind of have to dig a little bit. I'm sorry, it's not a specific question, but it's just the nature of the question. I like that stuff. So.
I have 2. Appropriately in Tennessee, someone asked me what my favorite Elvis album was. So I let them know. And then today, I had someone throw their copy of '06 at me and say, can you sign my garbage? That might be a new favorite.
It's true. I was there. I heard.
What is your favorite Elvis album?
Elvis, as recorded at Madison Square Garden, June 1972.
Thank you.
Okay, I am Game Fantasy 219. I would like to ask, you know Fidel Games Cage? He's such an awesome YouTuber and Sonic fan.
Do we know that person? I do not.
He is huge!
Okay.
Oh, yeah,
I'm sorry that I didn't know.
Very well. No.
Trying to make up the whole Sonic 3 thing.
But he's famous.
Oh,
He's huge.
that one. He's huge. No. Is this someone we're supposed to know?
Well, he's like a very famous
And is there more to the
big Sonic
question?
fan.
Just go.
Is it you?
But here's my real question.
That was the joke question.
Yeah.
I don't know this dude, but I know the angry video game nerd.
What was your reaction to Supersonic in when he appears for the first time in Sonic X in the season 1 finale?
What was my reaction?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to do him now? I think that was it.
Yeah, what was your reaction?
That was it. I mean, oh, he's yellow now.
It was more like this.
Uh,
Take this, Shake Man.
all right, that was probably more it.
now that we're basically in the midst of a Sonic renaissance, what is your perspective on the next generation of fans who are getting into Sonic now, and who have come up to you and saying, oh, Sonic, movies have gotten me into Sonic, or the comics have gotten me into Sonic, and so on. And I'm like, oh, that was you who played that character? Oh, I love your voice.
Yeah, I think Colleen should cover that one.
I caught none of that. I'm sorry. You have to go back around the mic. What was the question? Did you hear? Can you get more on the mic? And what was? I'm so sorry. I couldn't hear.
I'll try again. So now that we're basically in the midst of a Sonic renaissance, what is your perspective of the next generation of fans who are getting into Sonic now and come up?
What is the perspective of the next generation of fans?
Yeah, and who are getting into Sonic now and who come up to you and say, oh, no, the movie has gotten me into Sonic, or the comics have gotten me into Sonic, and so on and so forth.
I love that there's a whole new generation of Sonic fans, because that means it just gets to keep going and going and going, right? Also, I got to be in movies. So that's great.
Also, I think it's really cool that it's because so many of these younger fans, their parents were Sonic fans. So there's this connection where it's like, oh, who taught you to love Sonic? It was my dad. Or I heard someone say my grandmother. My grandmother was the one who was playing Sonic, and I played, So I think it's a really cool, thing to almost pass down, fandom.
100%. Something for everyone.
Yeah, the fact that it's multi-generational is amazing. And it's really fun because, we always talk about the fact that all of the Sonic family, all the cast, we all get along really, really well. And it doesn't matter which era of Sonic we're from, when we're together. Obviously, Colleen and I are current, but I absolutely love Jason. I love the Conzo. But that's the thing, is that you'll see people that literally grew up playing your games, and now I get people that come that are the little kids that are playing the games I'm in now. And it's really cool, and sometimes it's the same family. So yeah, it's really cool to actually see it carry across generations in that fandom going. It's really something special.
Thank you.
I've got a bit of fun one for you. So you three voice a trio of heroes. So in an alternate reality, they were villains. What would you want their villain names to be, and what would their catchphrase be?
What was that last one?
What would their villain names be, and what would their catchphrases be?
Could you repeat the question one more time?
If all our characters were villains, what would their name be, and what would their catchphrase be?
Klepto, gotta steal fast.
Maybe a little edgy, but Bloody Knuckles sucking.
Trails. He doesn't talk.
Thanks, guys.
Hi.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Hi.
One of the newest things that Sega and Sonic are doing now are these Twitter takeovers. So what was it like to work with that? And are you guys in a booth together or doing everything remotely for that?
Twitter takeovers are the best day ever.
We love it.
We get to work together, and it's not work for us. We're just playing. It's so much fun. We hang out, we eat snacks, and those people in the other room are working their patooties off.
Again, we all really like each other. The thing is, Roger and I have been friends for almost 20 years, so we all really like each other. I tell her all the time, one of my favorite things about being able to do all this stuff is I adore her, and my friendship with her is one of the best perks I've gotten out of all this. So the fact that we get to see each other semi-regularly, but we almost never get to see Roger, not that often. Mike lives in New York, so we never see Mike. I see Kirk here and there because he also directs. But the fact that we all get to sit in a room together for an entire day and just laugh our butts off and get fun questions from fans, that the writers whip up a little scene for us to do right there on the spot.
And they're still there animating while we go to dinner. It's not nice. Like, we're done, and they are still grinding it out.
They're 100% fun.
So much.
100%.
That sounds like so much fun, but I've never been invited to it.
Sorry.
Oh, we should do it. Well, we should do a multiverse.
Multiverse.
And then bring everybody.
I'll do a MySpace takeover.
Wait, you're not on Friendster still? Or? Most people were born when Friendster was in it. So.
Hey, Sonic Heroes.
Hey.
It's so funny how everyone else can hear you.
Get more on the mic, we can't hear you.
Okay. What are your thoughts on Tails X Creed, Knuckles X Rouge, and Sonic X Aim?
It's today.
Well, I'll give you a side answer to that. If you're going to go, Knuckles and Rouge, I can just tell you on a personal level, I've been friends with Karen Strassman for almost 20 years, and I adore her. So if you want to put the characters together, go for it.
You heard it here.
Who haven't you been friends with for 20 years? You? Sick burn, dude.
We're friends now, though.
It's only been 20 minutes.
It feels like 20 years.
Oh, no.
Like you all were saying earlier, I'm one of those people who's 29, going on 30, and I grew up with you guys, so I passed it down to my son. So it's just crazy seeing y'all here and hearing the voices. It's kind of crazy, seriously. But I just wanted to ask, like, since y'all are voice actors and have done so many different shows, what techniques do you all employ in the Sonic voices to like get into those characters' headspace?
That's a great question.
I don't do Sonic anymore, so this is sort of my practice. When I'm doing cameos, but again, like with any voiceover, using physicality is really big for creating characters for me, and should be for everyone. But being stiff on the microphone only produces a stiff sound. So if you are able to, like with Sonic, my facial expression, my eyes pop a little bit, and everything is like this. Oh, it's shadow everything, and like I can feel myself tightening up. So that really helps me get into it because I don't think I could like Latinos this way.
You know what's ironic? You probably actually do Sonic more now than when you were actually in the role. Yeah, you probably do more Sonic now than you did when you were actually in the I think for me, again, it's just taking that thing. It took me a while because the first couple of games, again, I'm trying to balance it with honoring Travis, with doing whatever the current stuff is, and actually. It got a lot easier from Frontiers on. And a lot of the time, I think for a lot of characters, a character that you get to play over and over again, because a lot of characters we do create once and then we may never go back to them again. With one that we actually get to live with, it becomes something that you're able to turn on and off a lot more easily. And for me, for most of the characters, if I'm doing them more than one time, there'll be a line or something that puts me back in that place. And honestly, the thing that when I walked out, one of the reasons I said that is that it's kind of the line, it's one of my favorite Knuckles lines, but it instantly puts me in Knuckles' headspace, which is ambush, huh? Your funeral. As soon as I do that, boom, I'm back. Okay, I'm in Knuckles' head.
Yeah, I don't really have any tricks to get into Tails because he's like, he's like this little yellow coat that I can just put on. Because I've been doing it for so long, it's like you said, and same with like physicality, it's so true. I cannot do voiceover sitting down, I can't do it. I wouldn't want to, because you have to be like, I remember recording Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, so I'm playing Wasp, and Fred Padishore is the Hulk. And he's always, depending on where you're recording, lots of engineers like to assign you to a microphone. So Fred was always here, and I was always here, and it was like a U shape. And Fred, he takes his shoes off as the Hulk, and he gets in front of the microphone like this. Is he the Hulk? And I'm standing there And he's like, Hulk smash! And I'm like, whoa! Look at that. I literally had to duck because he put it so in his body, he was the Hulk. So it's so true, physicality. But yeah, and then catchphrases too. I had to do a Russian something. So I'm like, Boris and Natasha. That's my, I studied bowling.
How old's your son, by the way?
He's 6, he just turned 6 on April 22nd.
What's his name?
Lucas Hess.
Happy birthday, Lucas!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, Lucas.
Hey, how's it going? So I have a question for Colleen, actually. And Jason, you might want to cover your ears because it is spoiler territory for Sonic 3.
Spoil away, brother.
Question, are there any characters that you want to see in the ongoing movies? Because at the end of Sonic 3, there's Amy and Metal Sonic. Sorry.
Take the turn, obviously. I don't know. Silver would be great. I guess that was the right answer. Wow.
Now you, fella?
Thank you.
He says no.
What was your first exposure to the Sonic franchise?
First Sonic game, Sega Genesis, 1992, probably.
Yeah, throw about the same thing, because I'm even older than you are, so. Yeah, probably the same thing.
I mean, Charlie B. 2002. You know what? I was in college when Sonic came out, so I wasn't playing video games. I was doing a double major at the University of Michigan. I hadn't time for anything. So I'm sure I'd heard of them, I'd seen them, but I hadn't played. I'm terrible at video games, like Frogger and Pac-Man, I'm terrible at those two. I'm just not good at video games. So, Charmy B.
Thank you so much.
Frogger and Pac-Man are games from 1,000 years ago. In case
I'm
you
at
didn't know.
least 1,000 years old, so.
I love Centipede.
Pong was really exciting. That ball just kept bouncing all over you.
That's the last thing I do.
And it goes side to side, but it goes up and down. How does it do it?
That's called Pong.
That's what I said. Pong.
I can't hear you. What?
This question's for Son. If Sonic shall switch bodies, what would it do for fun?
If Sonic did what? If Sonic what?
Switch bodies.
Switch bodies, what would he do for fun? Who would he switch bodies with?
Shadow.
Oh, Shadow. Jeez. Well, now it can be really cool. I don't know what I would do. I don't know what Sonic would do. What would Dave answer that for me?
He would beat up Sonic.
There you go. I really want to get out of my own body to go into this body to beat the crap out of this body.
Well, assuming that Shadow would be in Sonic's body, right? It's switch. So he's like, oh, I got you now. Or Tails.
Hey, first things first, I find it so impressive that all three of you have similar voices to past actors. Like, when I heard you, Colleen, as Tails, I thought that was Kathy, and I was shocked that it was somebody else. And same with you, I thought you were Travis. And Jason, I had to watch like a YouTube video to see the differences between you and Ryan Drummond.
Wow. Yeah.
Now, up to the question, other than the characters that you were voicing, who's your favorite character of the Sonic franchise?
Can we have a different answer than the first time we answered this question?
Knuckles.
Knuckles.
Do you want another answer?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Usopp.
Beat the cat.
Great answer.
Charming, yeah.
Technically, I remember Tetris. That's one thing I must say.
That was a good one.
Very much Very good, very fun.
Space invaders.
Well, thank you guys for being here. You guys are all amazing. You guys are, as you can tell, heroes to all of us. We all look up to you guys. You guys are wonderful. Real quick, just to give you guys an idea of how amazing you guys are. Just for an example, my girlfriend, Silly Driftwood, she was inspired by your characters to do a bunch of video game streams and give all the proceeds to charities connected to the Sonic characters. Awesome. And they've been doing it for years. So then, one question I want to ask, this is a question for Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow if he's willing. What are some words of encouragement that you may be willing to give to people who look up to you guys and might be going through some hard times right now?
Remember, you have the universe inside of you. You can do, be, or have anything you want. All you have to do is believe in yourself and take action. Because as we all know, nothing starts until you take action. And if you have time to worry, then run.
You are strong. One of you can make a difference. Stick to what you believe, and you can change the world.
If I can have Sonic for a best friend, you can do anything.
Thank you guys, I really appreciate that. Tomorrow is our 8th anniversary, so I know it's kind of low for her to see that.
Congratulations.
So it's great to meet all three of you, and thank you so much for being here. Today it means so much to people. I stole my thunder. I had everything written here, but I've been a longtime fan. I was born in the 2000s. I grew up with Sonic Rush and Unleashed, favorite games of all time. And I even designed my graduation hat this past month, Sonic related. So we did that. And just a straightforward question. What's your favorite type of pizza? Could be a hometown, could be a chain, could be a specific style that, you barely have a Blue Moon.
I'm a big fan of something called the Mexicali, which is a cornmeal crust. The cheese is on the bottom, sauce is on the top with jalapenos. Oh, I know. Let's go get some.
Has anybody here been to or from Colorado? So then you probably know this. I grew up in Colorado. Bojo's Pizza. The Bojo's Mountain Pie. It's a chain that's only in Colorado. They make the crust with honey instead of sugar. So it's like a thin inside crust with a big rolled crust on the outside, and they serve honey. So when you get to the crust, you put the honey on the crust and eat it for dessert. That's my all-time favorite taco. Yeah, it's so good.
That sounds delicious. Barbecue chicken pizza with no onions, because I don't like them. Or pesto. Ooh, I like pesto with sunrise chicken. Pesto pizza.
I wish you would have booed when you mentioned that Denver chain.
I didn't know she was lying.
All right, we have only a few minutes left.
Yo, how's it going?
All right.
Actually, we might have more time than I thought, so.
We got another hour.
We might have more time, so let's continue going through the questions.
Okay. Yeah, my favorite emotional scene was in Sonic 06 when Blade did the sacrifice. So truly underrated character who needs to be in more mediums. And also, what was the one scene in any Sonic medium that made you connect to the characters you voiced or didn't voice?
What was our favorite scene that did what now?
Any scene in any Sonic medium, whether it's the comics, games, animes, that made you connect with the characters that you voiced or didn't voice.
Oh, that made us connect with the characters?
Yes, sir.
I mean, for me, I keep coming back to the same thing, but the Sonic Frontiers prologue, the animated prologue that we did, that was on YouTube. Thank you, I agree. Yeah, it was. And there's a bit in there where Knuckles shows some vulnerability. I felt like we hadn't necessarily seen before. We said, I've never needed anyone or anything. But sometimes, that moment where he admits, I'm the last one, and maybe it would be nice not to be. that may be my favorite Knuckles line. I think that really connected me to the essence of who he is underneath everything.
I have one. Every world has its end. I know that's kind of sad, but that's why we have to live life to the fullest for the time we have. That's what I figured. I don't know. Whatever. That was comfortable.
This wall tastes like dirt.
That's my favorite line ever.
Oh, this Tails good. Oh my gosh, Sonic Boom was just such a blast. But yeah, I gotta go to the heartfelt scene, the fireplace scene with Sonic and Sonic 2 was just.
I gotta say my Timmy Bill for this one short. But
You can angle that mic down.
Yeah, just turn the mic itself.
It's like this.
There you go.
much better. So, been a huge Sonic fan since I was little. Sonic Advance 2 was my first one. So, been a huge fan since, I guess, 2003 was when it came out. But my question is, if you guys got to work on a Sonic project, a Sonic crossover specifically, what franchise would you want it to cross over with?
One Piece.
Star Wars.
How do I get into that? Wow. I'm gonna think about that. I don't know, maybe Marvel, like X-Men.
The person's clapping like it's actually happening because you just said it.
Maybe just said it, so.
Yeah, I heard. You lied to us. Thank you.
Hello, you all.
Yo.
Okay, so I'm also a big Sonic fan, like everyone else here. But my two favorite games in the whole franchise definitely have to be Sonic Unleashed and Sonic Frontiers.
I know one of those.
Yeah.
So do I.
You guys, well, I want to know from you guys. What is your favorite story part or characterization from either of the two games, if you guys had to name?
Did you say Sonic Unleashed?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Sonic Unleashed and Frontiers.
I love the fact that the werehog appears. I think that's such a cool. I really do. I think that's so cool.
I love the heart to heart between Sonic and Knuckles in Frontiers. That they really just kind of connect. You know, and that's probably one of my favorite elements of it, is that we really get some development of their relationship.
And scene. If it doesn't have Tails in it, I don't care.
No, he's totally in Frontiers. But I don't remember specific. I'm so bad about that stuff. Like, I mean, I remember Frontiers being so much, more serious than previous games, and I loved that there was dialogue. But because, I recorded that game in my closet. It was COVID.
During the pandemic, yeah.
Pandemic.
Yeah.
And I was in my closet, and I remember. Like, we didn't even have the director in person. He was in my headphones. We were over Skype, but he wasn't even on camera. So that was such a weird time. And like, I know, like, definitely for Roger and Mike, like, they had to change a lot. And it sounds like you were, like, developing Knuckles more. But for Tails, it was more about, like, okay, it's a much more serious situation, and things are dire, and it's not silly like Sonic Boom. But, I don't remember specifics as far as scenes, just because it was so, like, I'm an engineer now, and I don't know what I'm doing, and is my underwear drawer gonna empty out? Like, it's just, I'm balancing my laptop in my closet, and please, dogs, don't bark right now, and oh my god, my neighbor's lawnmower's going off, like, it's just, it's so bananas.
Well, it's interesting.
Those are the things I remember.
That what you mentioned too is true. With Roger, like when we've done subsequent things, especially the takeovers, a lot of the time is this Frontiers Sonic or is this original? So there are, for I think more for him than us, because now their thing is like the Frontiers Knuckles are like, that's our Knuckles now. That's who Knuckles is. And Tails was Tails. But Roger definitely still has the thing of where they'll go back and forth. Do we want Frontiers Sonic or do we want?
Like Frontiers Life. Can you
Yeah,
draw the
yeah.
line between Sonic Boom and Frontiers?
Yeah, but they do consider them almost two different versions
Very
of
different.
Tetris. Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm so sorry, I can't think of something specific.
No worries, thank you. All right, we're down to 5 minutes left, everyone, so I think we might only have time for 1 or 2 more questions. Speed questions.
Speed
We
round.
could do a speed round. If that's-
So ask one person and we'll try to have the fastest answer ever.
All right.
Tails,
Yeah, lightning round.
Pokemon or Digimon for your characters?
Digimon!
Digimon.
Oh, okay.
Right later.
We're both in Digimon, that's why.
I know I'm Pokemon, so.
I'm sorry, but my question's a little long-winded. First of all, double major to represent. Second, I actually worked on a video previously called The Insane Durability of Sonic the Hedgehog, where I go broadly into Sonic as a concept and the entire franchise in general, and how a lot of threads of why there's so many people in this room and beyond that care about Sonic is this central idea of freedom. The gameplay, the characters, and how y'all represent those characters. So what do y'all think about the idea of how Sonic as a series represents freedom?
Yes.
Yes. Agreed.
Thank you.
Hi. Have you seen Knuckles TV series? Have we seen it? Yes. I have seen most of it. Yes. I mean,
I'm aware of it. Not even a preview.
I might actually turn against you, Jason.
I mean, I love it.
Anyway, you have a question about it? What? Did you have a question about the series? You just wanted to know if we'd seen it? Yeah. Okay. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Hi guys.
Yo.
Hello. I'm asking for my little brother, but he's asking what was your least favorite voice line to record?
Least favorite what?
Least favorite voice line.
Mine was the werehog scream because I wanted to die. That was very painful.
Yeah, I don't actually have. I don't have
No
a
least favorite. I love it.
Hi, Colleen and also Dave to an extent. When you do Tales Tube, do you record that in the studio or at home? And how does like the motion capture and stuff work?
Did you say Tales 2?
Yeah, the Tales Tube.
Tales 2, we do together in the studio, wherever they tell us to go.
Yeah, we haven't done it. We haven't done it. Maybe do.
Oh, sorry, Tales 2.
Tales 2,
Yeah, sorry, I'm thinking Twitter takeover. Tales 2, actually, studio, they have a script, and we do it individually though.
Yeah.
We get to do it together. And then, I don't know what happens after that, they animate it.
Thank you.
What did it feel like when you were voicing Sonic in Super Smash Bros. Brawl?
What about it?
How did it feel like when you were doing it, like doing all like the?
Oh, it was so cool. Look, anytime I got called to do a new Sonic project, it was like a birthday. It was like birthday, Christmas, all wrapped up into one. Every single time. So
The second part, can you do the final Smash line?
which one?
The now I'll show you. That one.
Sorry, what?
The one that's like, now I'll show you.
Who says that?
Sonic.
Now I'll show you.
Thank you.
I'll also show you.
I have some excellent news, everyone. We got an extension for more I will get an update when we'll be wrapping up, but meanwhile, we can still continue going on with the Q&A.
My name is Chandler. I actually asked Mr. Jason last year. I'm going to extend this both Dave and me. What was your favorite moment to play both Tales and Knuckles?
Couldn't hear you. What was your favorite moment in what's that?
What was your favorite moment all together to play in Tales and Knuckles overall? Doesn't matter the game.
Oh, I mean, my favorite times were working together with, everybody's leaving, why are you leaving? We got more.
Because they said we got an extension. Everyone's like, no,
No to that, we have places to be. Oh, are they all lining up to ask questions? Okay, I don't know what's happening. Sorry, there's stuff happening behind you. Any chance I get to play Tails is a great time, but my favorite moments were doing Sonic Boom because we got to do it all together.
Yeah, again, same thing. It's like anytime they call, I'm like, oh, this is great, and because they never know when they're going to spring on us. And you know, I actually really do enjoy doing the Tails tubes and for taking too. So, it's, I mean, especially if I get to work with everybody or anybody together, those are the best. And but also our director, Jack, we all love Jack. Jack's a huge magic. And so anytime we get to be directed by Jack, it's great. So.
Thank you guys so much. Actually, Jason, I gotta ask you this again for one time. Can you say where's that damn fourth chaos emerald?
Where's that damn fourth chaos emerald?
Thank you so much.
I'm gonna end it for now. Like you said that, I just realized.
Hi, this question is for Jason Griffith. How did you choose